Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tammy Doe, and today's episode is going to be a relaxed, chilled one. Um, yeah, it's probably the first time in over 2 months that I actually got time to myself to get grounded and just like to take care of myself. And this episode I want to share about like what it's like having so much Moldavite around and how intense it can get, right? The good, the bad, and just like the raw of like what it's like working with not just normal Moldavites. These are the ones I brought to vortexes, massive vortexes to activate. Um, so yeah, it's like this one, 15 grams. Can't wear it all the time, right? You know, you may like watch this from the outside thinking like, wow, like she must be living the life. Like, oh my gosh, she must be well off. Like, how could she afford all this Moldavite? It must be like amazing where she's at, right? High vibe all the time. Um, so here's like an insight of what's happening and why it's important for me to make this video for you guys, just because uh Moldavite kind of blew up these last few months. And a lot of people are seeking guidance, they're seeking answers. A lot of people are waking up right now. So I want to share with you my story and why I even go to these vortexes and travel to all these places, right? You think, if you're looking for the outside, man, she must get paid a lot. She must have money. But to be honest with you, there are nights where I wasn't sure how I was gonna afford my next meal, right? It's either I get overdraft or I don't know, I buy my next meal. Or there are times when like I can't afford my next Airbnb in this new city, so oh god, I'm probably gonna have to sleep in the car, right? So when you're talking about a lot of Moldavite, um, it really pushes me to face all my fears. And from the outside, it's like, wow, I'm having the time of my life. But realistically, I am like hanging on for dear life on this end. Like, at first I thought, it's like, okay, maybe like people will reach rock bottom maybe like once or twice. I think in the last 2 years since having Moldavite, I probably experienced like seven. And it's like intense stuff we're talking about, right? So like if you guys are just working with Moldavite, like you can try to buy a lot of Moldavite, or like a big piece. However, if you're not energetically ready for it, one, I noticed things get lost in the mail, right? If that person is not, their space is not able to take on more energy, it's gonna get lost. I've got a few packages sent back. There's a few that got lost in the mail, and like the craziest things happen. Like one that got lost in the mail, I literally tracked down that it was robbed. That what is called, that container, that mail vehicle got robbed, and it was like left on the side of the freeway, and it was like on the news, and like, oh my god, that's the route that my package is going through. And it's like stuff like that. Like, maybe that Moldavite needed to be there for the robbery to happen, or if that robber did get the package, then they're gonna be in for a surprise. It's like intense stuff, right? And I notice like people who aren't ready for Moldavite, uh, they can't be around it. Even like me having so much Moldavite on me, I had friends who asked me, like, "Hey Tammy, like, can you put away the Moldavite like during dinner?" Just because they were getting massive headaches. Okay, so here's like what's going on, right? If you follow my channel, you would know like how powerful this stone is, right? I'm going on my 3rd year now. And now that I've done a lot of shadow work, energetic clearing, I am like full tuned into these stones, and it's having so much around me, like it can consume me. I found myself like getting lost with these stones, right? I get so ungrounded. I just take actions without even thinking about like what's gonna happen next, like how am I gonna make this trip possible? How can I afford it? It's just like the energy just consumes me now that my body's a clear channel just to do these things. And I even my coach has to tell me like, Tammy, probably need a break from the Moldavite, which I'm aware that I do need from time to time. Just like my body needs to recalibrate to this new energy. So the first thing you want to be aware of is when you first have a Moldavite, your body is actively trying to adjust to this new frequency. So it's very important. And I always tell people who buy, who get one of my stones, like if you can, get it wrapped, particularly in gold, because gold is a good energy conductor. But try to have it on your body as much as you can, because your body's like, if we're ascending, right? And Moldavite's energy is from space. So our body is trying to adjust to this space level, right? Because the new earth, right? If you follow Dolores Cannon or Eckhart Tolle, they talk about this new earth. Like, what is it? When I first started my journey, I had really no clue about crystals, none of this. And so what I got is like, when you have a Moldavite, if we're going through this ascension, your body, if you want to take your body with you, then it's going to be vibrate. It's going to need to vibrate at this higher frequency. So when you have a Moldavite wearing it on you, your body's recalibrating this new frequency, and just know that your body needs time to adjust, to heal, and to level out with this new frequency. Like, it's not like you get a Moldavite, boom, your life change, it transforms, right? There's a process to your body adjusting this frequency. So I noticed, like, even coming to Denver, I got a new meteorite. It's 105 gram, like it's the newest one in my collection, but it's only been 9 days. I've like broken out. My body is reacting like it's trying to purge, and I literally had to spend a day at the spa getting a foot detox, a CBD body massage to open up my body, right? Because I was just traveling so much in the last 2 months. Like, I traveled to like 6-7 states, bared 7 Moldavites, and this week was probably the first time I had time to like just like to be with myself and just like to nurture my body and just to ground. Like, my body needed that self-care to open up to hold more energy for this massive meteorite, right? But that's not even like Moldavite. So imagine like, oh God, I don't even know how many. Probably, I would say 400 or 500 grams of Moldavite around me all the time. And okay, a few symptoms, right? When you work with really powerful stones. So I share with you, like in my other episode, how Moldavite came to me during an ayahuasca experience during Lionsgate Portal. When I first started this journey, right? I had no idea what the heck Lionsgate Portal was. So it's alignment between star Sirius, and like it's this massive alignment once a year on Earth where massive energy is anchored in this alignment date. On 8/8, it's called the Lionsgate Portal, and this is like expansion. So here I am, no clue what was happening. I just knew I needed to go take ayahuasca because I am stuck in life. I just needed some clarity. Like, I was miserable being a financial advisor for 7 years. Like, I needed something to like snap me out of it. So ayahuasca definitely did that. And the thing is, like, ayahuasca, it goes deep within your body, purges everything out physically. So I cried a lot, um, and I puked a few times. So we did it 4 days back to back to back. Like, this medicine is disgusting, um, and it was very healing. So there, majority of us like puke. People screamed. It was like a live exorcism. It was happening. Like, if you never experienced, I've never experienced anything like that. I didn't even know what a shaman was at the time. I just knew I needed to be there, like divinely guided, to take ayahuasca at this point in time. Coincidentally, happened to be Lionsgate Portal. Coincidentally, Sirius, star Sirius, which is where Moldavite meteorite originated, assumed to be coming from, which I believe so. But they came through, and I got the guidance to work with Moldavite. And it's like, leave your business, name your business the Light Goddesses, work with beautiful women, and crystals. And it wasn't like something like, oh, use beauty to our advantage. It's like, what's happening now with the earth. So this is like 2018, right? Before all this coronavirus thing happened. It's like, what's happening with the earth, like beauty, nurture, care, love is what we need to infuse back into this very masculine energy that's like turning the world. Yeah, it with the rate we're going, it was gonna be apocalyptic. And it was just like, use beauty to direct people, especially people at the top, in the right direction. And as long as we are in the right place, we have our heart is in the right place, we are in integrity, and we are tuned in. So that's why it's really, really important. And now I see it a lot more now, is that I'm tasked to like to train these women. And it's just like, I thought I was gonna, do a lot of Moldavites and just share and then just like sell rocks all the time. But it's not my calling. Like, the more I do the work, it's like, no, you need to teach and train leaders on how to work with Moldavite. And, I used to have a large inventory, and I just posted my website, but now it's like, no, you're not posting anymore regular or charged Moldavite. Now you're getting these activated Moldavites at these different vortexes, and then whoever holds the stone for each vortex, they're going to be grid points to anchor in the energy. So if you're familiar with crystal grid, yeah, it's just like, when the time came, it just like, it pulled me out, like, Tammy, you need to go. Like, this is important. And right, it's when I first started this journey, I just thought like, wow, I'm gonna make a lot of money selling Moldavite. And it's like, wow, I believe in this vision. The Light Goddesses, like I'm down for that. And I just didn't know what would unfold in 2020. So this is 2018. I got the sign. At that time, I just saw visions of like the rainforest being, Mother Earth was begging for help. It wasn't just like, oh, we need to save the rainforest. It was like begging for help. And, when you're under the medicine, our bodies like completely open, surrender, and we're in tune with the frequency of Mother Earth. And what came through was like, just please help, whatever way you can. So when I talk about accepting the call, because every one of us, when we choose to accept the call, right, this calling that's been deep within us, when we choose to fully accept it and go all in, that's when we fully step into this purpose. And I feel like there's not like one purpose. that we are meant for. Because what I realized, like, there are multiple purpose. Whether or not we choose to accept it is our own free will. So I remember that ayahuasca, I got this vision of like the goddess, Moldavite, and it's like, I'm totally down for that, right? This is gonna be so awesome. It's like the vision was so far fetched. I was like, wow, this goddess academy. But the vision of the Light Goddess movie actually came when I was in Vietnam. But like all these visions coming through, I was like, wow, like this. I never saw myself being like, I'm stepping into this fame status, right? Large influence. And I share with you, like, when I went to Mount Shasta, I had that vision again. But this is in 2018 when I was doing the plant medicine. We were all, yeah, we definitely anchored in. Because the thing with the Sirius Lionsgate, right? It is expansion energy, right? So imagine your body full of surrender and all this energy from the star Sirius coming down. It's like, boom, you best to be prepared to hold this much space. So I now looking back at the group, I can totally see at least 3 or 4 of them is gonna be famous. I already know. And it's crazy. It's there's a few actors in there. There's a song producer, writer, but I just see it now. Like they were all in their beginning stages, and I see them stepping into fame. And it's funny because I never saw myself stepping into fame, but the moment that I chose, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. The more I step into that vision, that purpose, I see it. And like miracles happen, right? Stuff that so the thing that a lot of people have to grasp and really cope with when it comes to Moldavite is, yes, you can see a lot of synchronicities, and you also experience miracles. And I will tell you that just from like I've experienced so many miracles. Okay, I also want to chime in. Speaking of miracles, right? When I first started this journey, like I didn't know much about energy, but the calling, my starting my second year was like, create this Goddess Academy and teach. And I got some coaching around that. I created this academy. It was like, oh my God, like a high ticket price. Like the message came was like, charge 5,000. Like to me, learning about fresh into this crystal, like how can I charge people 5,000? Like to me, I don't think I know enough to like charge people that much to teach them about energy. But the more I went through this journey, and I just remember my coach was telling Tammy, if that's the message you're getting, like do it. What are you waiting for? And so I did it. I set up an online course, posted it, and literally within the same week, someone signed up. And this is when I'm telling you, like, miracles will begin to unfold when you truly accept and go all in and embrace this calling that you chose to accept. And I remember my first client, like my online course wasn't even complete. I just know I just put it out there. My first client signed up, and she paid in full, and she found me through one of my videos. And she's actually a Hollywood screenwriter, and her husband is actually one of the executive producers for Star Trek and a few other sci-fi movies. But here I am, right? Brand new into crystals, whole Moldavite thing, right? Moldavite was like the main crystal that I was just focused on. But here's someone coming through my YouTube channel, which has like I don't know. At that point, I was probably like 1,000, a little bit over 1,000 subscribers. But what in the world? And you know, she has background in therapy, being a therapist for like I don't know 20 years, 15, 20 years. Don't quote me on that. But here I am, right? Having this task of, okay, I'm going to coach people on Moldavite. Charge them 5,000. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see if this works. And when that first sign up came through, that was when I was like, all right, I guess there's a movie coming. I see the miracles, and it's just like, I will never forget that moment. And I coached her, right? Someone who's a therapist for 20 years. It's just Hollywood screenwriter. Here I am teaching her about Moldavite, about cutting cords, about energy. And everything just worked out perfectly. But I just want to share that, like the kind of miracles that will show up when we fully step into our calling, our purpose.